Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Eyes Wide Open podcast. I am so happy that you're joining me. My name is Kiah, and this week, let me fix my camera a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this week is me just coming on here. We're going to talk about de-stressing, or like my lack of know-how to de-stress like I would like to. I have a lot of practices that I have to do in order to even like get to that level of like calm down. A lot of people call me like a workaholic, or like I'm not even just a workaholic, but like a go-aholic. Like I just never stop moving. And I could agree with that 1,000%. I do feel like a lot of times I never stop moving, or I feel like I want to do so much that sometimes it seems like there's just not enough hours in the day for me to encompass and get everything done that I always want, right? But I think a lot of that comes too with being tired too, because it's like when you're constantly on the go, obviously your body is dead exhausted. I know I run into that problem. My body is dead exhausted and I'm always on the go. And then I become, or I'm just like running off of like whatever fumes or chuggas that I got within me. And so I'm barely kind of awake. It's definitely whatever state I'm in at that point is probably unhealthy. So it's really key for me to focus on a few things in order to help with that. And de-stressing is a really, really big, important part of that. And sometimes that's taking a look in the mirror at myself and being like, all right, you're tired, you're stressed out, your skin's not glowing like it normally is. What's going on with you? There's little things that I notice, and once I see that, I'm like, all right, let me get myself back in order, back in my groove. But even beyond that, I recognize that I have an actual issue, like literally resting, or literally like de-stressing, detoxing, not detoxing, like just you know what I mean? Detoxing all of the like stress from the day, or the things that I need to release from my mind. You know what I mean? I have practices, different things I try. Like I said, I definitely do like meditation. Whenever I drive home from work, I ride home usually in silence, unless I talk to someone on the phone, which can totally happen. I tend to do that too. But a lot of time I just ride home in complete silence, and I don't do anything except for just try to let my brain decompress. I don't know that that's the best for me, but I do enjoy that. Like to some degree, it's like I don't want to hear any noise. I just want to like wipe my mind a little bit. But also meditation to like music with no words at all. Just like Apple has great playlists. I talk about this in a couple of different episodes, but I love just calming white noise music to kind of like deep breathe to. That usually helps me a lot when I'm on the road, or just in general whenever I am feeling a little overwhelmed. And I feel as though doing some of those things are good, you know, they help. But I definitely feel like there's like this little side of me that can't get to like the root of the issue of like a deeper sense of de-stressing. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm de-stressing as much as I know how, but there's like levels to what I would like to get to. Does anybody else have this problem? Does anybody else feel like they're just high strung sometimes and they can't de-stress? Like you're doing so much and you have so many things you want to accomplish or take in. And sometimes it can just feel like, when am I going to sit down for 2 seconds? When? And even when I do sit down for 2 seconds, is my mind actually focused on like de-stressing, or am I like, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm going to chill, but I'm like making thumbnails for videos, and like that's part of the game. But there's got to be like dedicated time. And sometimes even in that time, I don't feel as though I actually understand putting that stressor down. And stresses can come from lots of stuff, guys. This is just like the stresses of life, or the things that you run into that pile up on our shoulders, whatever we have going on. It can be anything, you know what I mean? Stress is a real thing. I know it is for me. I become like, this part of my body will be all tense and painful in my shoulders and my like neck area. And so I just have to really be careful as to how much I take on, and hold myself accountable and responsible for as well, so that I don't allow myself to like over process or overthink. Like right now, my knee is like going, and I don't know why I'm not nervous talking to you guys. I never am. Not at this point. Maybe when we first started podcasting, but at this point, no way. I don't know why that is, but like I would like to get it figured out. I'd like to get that figured out. But I think that I need some sort of assistance. And in like 2 weeks, I'm going to run like a 2-week experiment utilizing someone that I know, utilizing the expertise of someone whom is like a master de-stressor, in my opinion. So you guys will see that episode in like 2 weeks, but I'm really just trying to focus on learning how to better like set down stress from my body. And I think that mentally I'll tell myself like, oh, I'm not even worried about that. And I'll change my focus, but I just changed to like some other just as mentally taxing-ish. I never actually sit and just clear my mind and relax. Like, I don't want to say never, but it's a lot for me to get to that point. And I just feel like there's got to be better, more effective ways for me to adjust myself or de-stress some of the things that I've been going through. And I'm really excited to work on that. I'll just give you guys a little scoopy scoop. It's actually my older brother. He is 2 years older than me. He is a person who I admire greatly for their ability to kind of retract their energy from a situation and just do them. He is so great at that, especially as far as an example for me, because I talked to him about a lot of things that I go through, and he really hits the nail on the head when I think about people who know how to take a problem in to a specific degree, but also let it right back out. And so I am excited to work with him over the next 2 weeks in order to try to get some better patterns, and then actually going to bring him on the show with you guys in 2 weeks to discuss like some of the practices I have, some of the practices he has, what he's recommended to me, how it helps me, etc., etc. So this week is just me kind of giving you guys that preparation, letting you guys know, like, this is totally something I've been having a problem with. I've had a problem with this for like my entire life. And I don't even want to say problem, you know what I mean? I'm a very like spunky, happy, peppy person. So only to some degree am I going to be like hermity, right? But I would like to better understand how I can de-stress myself, because what I've been doing ain't working. It's not working. I would also love to know some of the practices that you guys are using in order to de-stress yourself. Like what things do you guys like to do? I mean, I love to dance, but again, that's like a high energy thing for me. It winds me up and it gets me all excited, and it gets my brain moving in a very creative way. So meditation has been like my biggest saving grace at this point, because it is calming body, mind, spirit at that point. But I'm certain that my brother and I are going to have a super amazing deep dive over the next 2 weeks about what I can do in order to release some of that stress, and how it can just better benefit me and, of course, my listeners and my audience. I mean, I want you guys to get something from this. So if you guys are having issues with learning how to like actually drop stress and maybe balance out some of the things that you are going through, like, please stick around with me. I'm excited to really get into this. I think I'm going to keep a little progress journal as well. Oh, so interesting. I got a new journal. Let me show you guys. In a subscription box. I will show you guys at some point. But this is it right here, and I could never figure out what I wanted to use it for. I think I might use it for this experience today, over the next 2 weeks, of just how to better address some of the patterns I do have. Like, I want to self-identify with reasons why like I would be stressing or why it's hard for me to drop stress. And then also just having good conversations, healthy conversations, and then allowing obviously my brother to kind of assess me and give me his take on it, and then coming and sharing that information with all of you. So I'm really excited about this. If you guys want to tap in and do this with me, if you feel like you want to be on a journey to de-stress, maybe just jot down in your notes app on your phone about like, 3 reasons why you feel like it's hard for you to de-stress, or what are you currently doing to de-stress? Do you feel like you're getting all the benefits of doing that? You know what I mean? What are we actually doing, especially here? Like, let's just get real, like within the community as a whole, like what do you do in order to de-stress? Because stress hurts people a lot. It kills people. It's a very big variable as to why people do crazy stuff, make horrible decisions, because they're all stressed out. And I just really never wanted that to overtake me. I definitely wanted to be able to have some sort of a handle or a grip, but also achieving like a very like good, soothing place of peace. And it is really hard for me to achieve that. You guys like my shirt? Positive thinking. Yes. But yeah, I know this is a really short episode. I just wanted to come on and share with you guys this 2-week little journey situation I have going on in terms of keeping track of my stress. Like, I'm going to take this journal with me and talk about the things that I am keeping up, the things that I'm changing, things that just all involve my stress level in order to better assess the situation. And hopefully I'm able to come and share again in 2 weeks so you guys can see some of the results from that situation. So keep a journal of your own of what is stressing you out, what you find, be transparent with yourself. That's the only way that you're actually going to be able to change and adapt and adjust things that you may have some challenge points with, is if you're honest within your own habits so that you can make the proper adjustments, no matter how big or small, that you need to make in order to progress. So I'm excited. I'm ready to make some changes with how I handle stress and the stress that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I hope that that'll make some sort of bigger change in the content that I bring to you guys, my day-to-day actions and interactions with other people. You guys know that I read tarot. I hope that it helps the, energy work that I do there as well. I always just genuinely hope that some of the things that I'm doing are able to help better benefit me. So of course I can better benefit all of my listeners and watchers. I appreciate you guys for being here as always, listening, watching, however you're doing that. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube and you're listening audibly, make sure you go cross-reference and check out the YouTube channel. There is bonus content there. And if you are watching on the YouTube and you find that you would prefer to listen to this podcast weekly instead of seeing all the updates and having to decipher through which is which on the YouTube channel, go ahead to the Anchor button that's in the Insta bio link, and you guys can tap in and see all the episodes, just the podcast. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Breaker, there's iHeart, Pandora. I think I'm on Verbal now. There's like so many different platforms for you guys to find me on. You could search me in the Google search engine too, and I come up there as well as Vonkiah or as Eyes Wide Open Podcast. So make sure that you guys just stay tapped in with me. Follow my social medias. Check out all the goodies that I have for you guys. I thank you for being with me, and I will talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye.